The trouble with typicity. Stay tuned for this comment. So I have been wanting to do a video on this topic for quite some time. Typicity. So typicity really is talking about a wine or a variety, say such as this right here is a Zinfandel. So is this wine typical to its varietal origin? Now that's a loaded term in many ways. I think it was really meant to describe, the differences, say, between Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, or Sauvignon Blanc de Vermentino. And I think that's really an important characteristic. But I think it's people lean too heavily on typicity. I've been on wine media tours where we talk about the typicity of, say, Negro Amaro or maybe Nero d'Avola, and I think they're going to characterize differently, say, from California to Puglia or to Sicilia, and it's really a unique characteristic. Now, I would even say the Pinot Noir, it's really delicate, beautiful, but I can really pick up Pinot Noir wherever it's grown. It's South America, or if it's New Zealand or France or California. It's going to taste like Pinot Noir. Now, to the variety, it really is sensitive to, say, alcohol content. So 12.5% ABV to a 14.5 or 14.8 Pinot Noir is going to taste very different. At the end of that taste experience, you're going to say, yes, that was Pinot Noir. But ultimately, I think it really gets into preferential styles. That is, say, maybe one region is really influential and very popular and very pleasing to the palate, say as Russian River Valley Pinot Noir. It might eclipse other regions, say as Anderson Valley or maybe Oregon or Carneros. I think Carneros is a handsome region for Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, and ultimately doesn't get a lot of credit for it. In fact, it gets some criticism. It's like, well, it doesn't taste like anything. It doesn't express very well, or it's really subdued, as opposed to the very crowd-pleasing Pinot Noir from Santa Lucia Highlands or Russian River Valley or say down in Santa Rita Hills. These are really different characteristics, different climate, different weather, different soil content as well. So when I think of typicity, I try not to really get bored into or put a stake in the ground to say that this is what this wine must taste like, because I think you get away from that idea. So that is the trouble with typicity. So we can't think of, say, a Cabernet from Napa is not going to express and say that being exactly like Chile or Washington State or even France. So really getting away from that in terms of, not thinking of one region over the other, because I think that's what typicity gets down to in many ways. A lot of people don't want to really, I think, come out and say that, but I think that's really what happens. So when you're tasting wines, look for different characteristics. That's why I do these videos. I look up to Carneros Pinot Noir because I think a lot of people don't. They think it's inferior. I think it's actually a fantastic expression of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, especially Pinot Noir, in my opinion, because I think it's really a very mineral-driven wine, say versus say just even close to Carneros' Russian River Valley or Sonoma Coast. Those express, I would say, radically differently, but very, very different. But I do think one style is preferred over the other amongst some palates. Now, I definitely, if I have a glass of Pinot Noir from Sonoma Coast, am I going to turn it away? Of course not. Am I going to view one better than the other? No. I'm trying to really understand what is driving a particular wine. And I've done a lineup of, say, Pinot Noir from other regions, and they all taste different. And I really try to drill down and say, you know what, maybe this is a typicity of a Pinot Noir from Carneros. I think a lot of people don't really talk about it that way. I have heard some very thoughtful conversation of people saying maybe Negro Amaro from a specific region or sub-region in Puglia, and it's going to taste and express in a certain manner. And I think that's really the responsible way. That's a really good thing to do. And I think if I bring the subject matter out, I think there's other people out there who believe similarly to myself. And I also think too, and say Syrah. Syrah has also been given a hard time. A lot of people might say, oh, Syrah does not taste like Pinot Noir, identified as that variety. And I'd say, I think enough tasting, you really will get to a Syrah. If you're tasting, say, 20 different wines blindly, I think it can be picked out, especially by that person who has that great experience with, say, Rhone varieties or other varieties in general. So thank you for watching this video. I just really want to make a comment. I want to know your thoughts on typicity. And if there's troubles with typicity, I'd like to know what you think about that. And questions and comments are obviously down below, but like buttons down below, so please hit that button as well. Subscribe buttons right up here, so please hit that button. Now, we can also have a conversation. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. So thank you for your support. 2017 has been amazing. It's been a tough year in many ways, but also a very good year as well. So I hope it's a good vintage to you as well. So thank you for watching. Let's stay connected and stay tuned for more. Santé.